I've made over $1 million in voiceover, but it took me 7 years. Now, imagine trying to do it in just 1 year. And not just imagine it. I'm going to show you exactly how you'd have to do it. Because I asked ChatGPT this exact question, and the plan we came up with is absolutely insane. But it's actually doable. And if you stay all the way until the end, I'll show you how to actually apply this. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Jesse Carroll. I'm a professional voice actor and coach. I've done over 2,000 commercials, and I've made over $1 million in voiceover in the past 7 years. I'm also the narrator for Backroad Truckers on History and Hulu channels, and my mission is to help you have more success in voiceover. And if this kind of no BS, real world voiceover business content is helpful to you, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. It really helps me out. Now, last year, I made over $250,000 in voiceover, but what got me to 200K isn't gonna get me to $1 million. It's a completely different game. We're not talking about doing more $500 commercials here. We're talking about fundamentally changing how you approach this business completely. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, how do I make $1 million in voiceover in 1 year? And this is the strategy we came up with. It's aggressive. It's probably a little bit crazy, just a little bit. But if your life literally depended on making $1 million in VO in 12 months, this is how you do it. Now, before we dive in, let me be clear. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. This is a legitimate business strategy that requires serious capital, elite skills, and an insane work ethic. But it's based on real math and real opportunities that exist in the industry right now. Let's start with the brutal math, because math doesn't lie. $1 million divided by 260 workdays, that's Monday to Friday, that's $3,846 per day that you gotta make. Monday to Friday for an entire year. No days off. Well, I mean, weekends off, but no Monday to Fridays off. That means you have to book roughly 4 jobs at $1,000 each every day, or 2 jobs at $2,000 each, or 1 massive $4,000 job daily. Now you're probably thinking, Jesse, that's impossible. What are you talking about? That's insane. And you're right. If you're thinking like a freelancer doing voices.com auditions and Fiverr jobs and doing things less than $500, but here's the thing, we're not limiting ourselves to one type of work. We're going after everything that pays well. Commercial work, we're looking at national campaigns, regional spots, international campaigns. We're doing promo and trailer work, network promos, movie trailers, streaming platform campaigns, corporate and medical, Fortune 500 training, pharmaceutical narration, tech explainers, video games and animation. You better know how to act because you got to be doing character work, franchises, animated series. But that's not all. You're also going to do documentary and broadcast, network documentaries, streaming content. You also got to have usage and residuals coming in. You know, the gift that keeps on giving from previous work. Now that is a lot. So this is a plan for a high-skilled individual. And here's what we're not doing anymore. We're not doing audiobooks, if we ever did them. They don't pay shit and they take forever. Fiverr and cheap platforms, waste of time. If somebody wants a VO for $5, they can get their nephew to do it. Not you. AI training or voice cloning work. We're not hiring the robots to replace us, even though they suck. One day they won't. The beauty of this approach is that you might make $300,000 in video games and nothing in promo, or crush it with corporate work and barely touch commercials. It doesn't matter where the money comes from. We're just focused on premium work across all industries. Shotgun approach, spray and pray, doing them all at a high level. See how this works? We're not trying to book 4 jobs every single day. We're building multiple revenue streams across every high-paying sector of the industry, and only the high-paying sectors. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. We're trying to make $1 million here. A whole new mind shift. Here's the first thing that has to change. You have to stop being a voice actor and start being a business owner. I mean, you still do the voice acting, but you got to think like a business owner, not like a voice actor. Right now, most voice actors are essentially freelancers. They wake up, check voices.com, voice123, do some auditions, maybe book a job, invoice the client, edit the audio, deliver the files, and repeat. I'm guilty of that. That's my approach. That's not a business, that's a job. And jobs have income ceilings. And I've kind of hit it. Feels like it. But to make $1 million, you need to think like a CEO. You need systems, processes, and people working for you while you focus on the highest value activities. And what are the highest value activities for $1 million voice actor? Here they are. Relationship building, number 1. Networking with casting directors, producers, agents, and clients. We're only doing premium auditions now. Only auditioning for jobs that pay $1,000 plus. We're doing lots of live directed session because high-end work almost always has a live directed session. Business development, identifying new markets, negotiating retainers, building partnerships, everything else should be delegated or systematized. Here is an important distinction. We are not auditioning for anything under $1,000 because that's a waste of time. It's not going to get you to $1 million. If someone offers you a $500 job and you can knock it out in 20 minutes or less, sure, take it. The key is not spending hours auditioning for low-paying work when you could be auditioning for high-paying work instead. Now, here's what you actually need for your team. You need, obviously, first off, VA outreach specialist. It's going to cost you probably around $1,600 a month or more for a good one. We're not going bottom of the barrel here. We're paying $40 an hour for someone working full-time, 40 hours a week. Their job is to research and reach out to high-end clients and businesses with personalized professional outreach, not just spray and pray. Production companies, ad agencies, Fortune 500 companies, they're finding the $2,000 plus jobs and getting you in front of the right people. Now, because we're looking for $2,000 plus jobs and not doing any auditions less than $1,000, we're also going to need a booking coordinator / admin assistant, not just an agent. We'll get to those. That's going to run you about $1,600 a month. Again, $40 an hour, full-time. They handle contracts, invoices, usage tracking, client management, chasing down payments, scheduling. This isn't busy work. This is the professional level administration. When you're booking multiple jobs a week, you don't have time to chase down payments or negotiate terms or any of that kind of stuff. An agent can handle a lot of that stuff for you, but you're going to need an actual booking coordinator / administrative assistant. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh no, not administrative assistant, executive assistant. I can't speak. Also, you are not going to be editing your own stuff anymore because you don't have time. You're going to be hiring an editor for $1,200 a month. You record, they edit. They don't have to do anything fancy. They just got to edit your stuff for you. You could probably pick one up for about $30 an hour because it's typically faster than admin work. You cannot be spending time on post-production when you could be auditioning or networking or recording jobs. You need help with that. In order to get access to a lot of high-end jobs, not just in America, you're gonna have to branch out to different countries. You're gonna need a ton of agents. You're not gonna be able to coordinate all those agents on your own. We're looking at like 16 to 20. You're gonna need an agent relationship manager. Yes, I just made that job up. It's gonna cost you another full-time employee about $40 an hour, $1,600 a month, and they're gonna work with about 15 to 20 different agents across markets and countries. And remember, agents don't cost you anything. They work on commission, but someone needs to manage those relationships full time if you've got 15 to 20. And that total monthly team cost is $6,000. Annual team cost, $72,000. Which is a lot, but you're making $1 million a year. What do you care? Listen, I'm not gonna lie, $72,000 is a real and insane investment. But when you're targeting $1 million, $72,000 a year, that's reasonable. When you're trying to get $1 million bucks, here's what your actual day is gonna look like. Hold on to your socks. From 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., you're doing premium auditions, but here's the key. You're not auditioning for everything. Your VA has pre-selected opportunities, nothing under $1,000 for audition. That's it. That's the cutoff. Your current booking ratio might be like mine. Let's say it's 1 in 42. But at this level, it might be 1 in 100 because the competition is fierce. That's why you need volume. 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Is it a break? Nope. It's breakfast and prep for directed sessions that you're most assuredly going to have if you're booking a ton. 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Live directed sessions. When you're booking at this level, almost everything is directed session. Clients want to be involved. You need to be available for live sessions and you need to be good at taking direction quickly. You don't want to be spending an hour on a 60-second spot. That live directed session should be like just a few takes and you're done. You never know what kind of a client you're going to be working with. They might ask for 72 takes of a 15-second spot over and over and over again. And let me be clear about what we're not doing anymore. If I wasn't clear already, we are not doing audiobooks because, let's be honest, they pay shit and they take forever. Hey Jesse, want to narrate a 47-hour fantasy epic for $500? Hard pass. And what we're definitely not doing, Fiverr. If someone wants a voiceover for $5, they can get their nephew to do it. We're playing in a completely different league now. Fiverr. Move on. 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Agent check-ins and relationship calls. Your relationship manager has scheduled these, but you need to be the one on the calls. Building relationships with casting directors, producers, and agents who can get you heard and access to jobs that you couldn't get on your own. 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. lunch break, you're human. At 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., you're recording booked work. Because you're booking 3 to 5 jobs daily now, you need dedicated time for delivery. High-end clients expect fast turnaround. This is also when you might knock out those quick $500 to $800 jobs that come in. If they're easy money, take them. Now, at this point, some of you watching are like, what? Don't take $500 to $800. Are you insane? We are trying to make $1 million. We're not trying to go full time. We're not trying to break 6 figures. We're trying to make $1 million. 500 to 800 is peanuts at that level. Stay with me. 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. international auditions. ChatGPT says that UK and EU are waking up at this time. That's not a thing. This is where ChatGPT gets the whole thing messed up. I should have proofread the times that it said to work. So take these all with a grain of salt. But basically, it says that you want to do all your international work separately. You don't. You want to do it as soon as it comes in. Don't wait to do work. I'm spreading these out for you to give you an idea of how you might organize your day. Australia is waking up about that time, but UK and EU, they are 5 hours ahead of America. They are asleep at that point. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. business development, reviewing contracts, approving outreach campaigns, analyzing what's working, planning your next move. It's CEO time. And just when you thought we were finished, we are not. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., we're still working. We're doing follow-up auditions, the last batch of the day for the West Coast opportunities. You're working 12 to 14 hours a day at this point. But every minute is focused on $1 million activities. You're not getting distracted. There's no more you time anymore. We're trying to make $1 million. Let me get really specific about how you'd actually execute this. Strategy 1, the agent blitz. You need representation in every major market. And here's the beautiful thing. Agents don't cost you anything up front. They work on commission, typically 10 to 20%. But you need someone managing these relationships full time, because when you have 15 to 20 agents, that's a lot of follow-up, a lot of submissions, and a lot of relationship management. And you need to maximize your opportunities. You're going to need agents across Los Angeles, New York, Atlanta, Chicago, Canada, UK, EU, Australia, Dubai, anywhere they speak English, you want to be there, and you want to have multiple agents in each of those countries. And think outside of the box. You need agents in countries where they don't even speak English, but they're trying to sell to English speakers. Like France, they have big tourism to other English-speaking countries, and I voice a lot of stuff in France. They also speak English there, but it's not like what you're going to hear on the radio and TVs and stuff. But there is need for English voiceover in non-English-speaking countries. So you could theoretically get as many agents as there are countries in the world, times like 5. If you're not auditioning for anything under $1,000, you're going to need a lot of agents. And this is why you need an agent relationship manager. I coined that job, by the way. Because their job is to handle the relationships, also to find new agents, get you signed, and keep you top of mind with all of them. Because an agent who forgets about you is an agent who's not sending you auditions. Strategy 2, the corporate retainer play. This is where a lot of money is. Instead of booking one-off jobs, you're targeting monthly retainers with major corporations. They're always doing internals. They need trainings. They need a ton of stuff with voices. Just think about it. A Fortune 500 company might spend $50K annually on voiceover across their projects. Instead of bidding on individual jobs, you pitch them $4,000 a month retainer where you handle all their VO needs with priority turnaround. Your VA is researching companies that frequently post VO jobs and pitching this retainer model. You can find them on LinkedIn or wherever. If you got a good VA, they should know where to look. Strategy 3, the usage maximization system. Every contract negotiation focuses on usage rights. You're not just booking the initial fee. You're negotiating for residuals, international usage, extended campaigns. A $5K commercial can become a $20K payday when you negotiate proper usage rights over time. Strategy 4, the premium platform strategy. You're still using some platforms, but strategically. Voice123, yes, but only for $1,000 plus jobs. Voices.com, same deal. You're not completely abandoning pay-to-play casting sites, but you're being more selective. If there's a $2,000 job on there, sure, audition for it. $1,000 plus, that's our cutoff point. But you're not spending hours scrolling through $200 gigs. That's a day of the past. That strategy can get you to 6 figures, but it's not going to get you to $1 million. And that's what we're doing here. Strategy 5, the networking investment. You're spending $20,000 annually on networking. You're going to industry conferences and events, flights to LA, New York, Atlanta for in-person meetings. Sometimes they want you in studio. You're getting yourself there. You are building relationships. By the way, this isn't an expense. It's an investment in relationships that can lead huge opportunities. If you're going to go on this crazy journey, let me show you what this actually looks like month by month. Months 1 to 3, foundation building. That's going to be 75 to 100K total. You got to do that in the first 1 to 3 months. Stay with me. I know this is insane. Team hiring and training, agent acquisition, system setup, initial corporate outreach. Still doing some of the lower paying work while building, averaging $25,000 to $33,000 per month. I can do that right now. So that's a good starting point. Now that you've got your team, you're getting into months 4 to 6, and you're gonna try to scale to 150K to 200K total. You're gonna have your first corporate retainer signed. You're gonna have a ton of agents that are producing high-end regular auditions. And at this point, you're gonna be averaging $50,000 to $67,000 per month. This is where it gets crazy. And at that point, somebody might be like, I quit now. I'm good. I'm good at $50,000 to $67,000 a month. We're pushing it further. Month 7 to 9 is the scale phase. I thought that was the scale phase. No, because now we're going to hit over $275,000 to $350,000. You can have multiple corporate retainers active, regular high-end commercial bookings, international work flowing like a river, referral networks producing opportunities because your VA is hitting up people you've worked with and asking for referrals as well. You got a whole team working for you, baby. Now we're averaging $92,000 to $112,000 a month, but we ain't done yet. We still got months 10 to 12. And this is the optimization phase, which seems ridiculous because we've already optimized. And in this phase, we're gonna clear $400,000 to $450,000 just in this phase. And in this phase, we have premium positioning established. We're selective about opportunities. We're focusing on only the highest paying work. We'll probably have some usage and residuals starting to compound at this point. And we're gonna be averaging between $133,000 to about $150,000 per month. The total for this is $900,000 to $1.5 million for the year. You need a team to do this. You need to be doing 65 plus auditions a day, auditions that are no less than $1,000. And you need to maintain that booking ratio of 42 to 1. But if you do, and you do all these things, you can get there. It is technically possible. Now, the one thing, did you notice how the revenue accelerates exponentially? That's because you're building systems and relationships that compound over time. They build and build and build and compound. I know at this point we're kind of thinking this is insane. Like there's no way you can do this. And this was kind of a fun video to put together. And I know this would be a difficult, very difficult path to achieve. But if you are paying attention, you might have seen something in this. This shows you that voiceover isn't just about having a good voice. You need to level up in specific areas, me including. I'm not making $1 million, but just thinking about this has made me think how I can level up. Skill 1. Lightning fast audition turnaround when you're doing 40 to 60 auditions daily. I already got that. You need to be able to analyze a script, make character choices, and deliver a professional read in 3 to 4 minutes max. If you're not doing that, you can work on that. Skill 2, live direction mastery. High-end work is almost always live directed. You need to be able to take direction quickly and adjust your performance in real time and nail it in like, I don't know, it depends on how long the script is, but I would say like 5 takes max. Skill 3, business negotiation. You're not just a voice actor anymore. You're a business owner, negotiating contracts, usage rights, and retainer agreements, or directing your team to do it for you. Skill 4, relationship management. Your success depends on relationships with agents, casting directors, and of course, obviously most important, clients. You need to be genuinely good at building and maintaining professional relationships. And you got to be a good leader. You got to lead your team so they can represent you the way you want to be represented. Skill 5, market analysis. You need to understand which markets are hot outside of your own home market and which types of work pay the most and where the industry is heading. Skill 6, time management and prioritization. When you have multiple revenue streams of opportunities coming at you, you need to be ruthless about prioritizing the highest value activities, not just doing what's in front of you. Let me be completely honest about what this actually requires. Reality 1, to do this plan, you need a starting capital, probably $100,000 to $150,000 to cover your team salaries for the first 6 months, networking and travel expenses, professional development and coaching. You want to be at the top of your game, you're gonna have to study with the top coaches in order to be competitive. Living expenses while you're transitioning and you're traveling from place to place, equipment upgrades and studio improvements to be at the top. You need existing relationships. If you're starting from zero, this timeline is probably not going to work for you. You need some existing industry connections to build from. Doesn't mean you can't do it down the road. Reality 3, you need, and this is the biggest reality of all. To do this, you need elite level skills. You can't be pretty good at voiceover. You need to be in the top 5% of performers to compete at this level. Reality 4, you need insane work ethic. 12 to 14 hour days, 6 days a week for an entire year. Your personal life will suffer. Your relationships might suffer. You need to be okay with that. If you got $1 million in the bank, I think people will forgive you. Reality 5, you need some luck. Even with perfect execution, you need some breaks. The right audition at the right time, a casting director who loves your voice, a campaign that goes viral. Reality 6, you need to be comfortable with risk. You're investing $100K plus with no guarantee of success. Most businesses fail. Most people who attempt this won't hit the $1 million mark. But if you get to even a quarter of it, you're still in the black. You're in the plus side. You got money coming in. Reality 7, you need to be visible in the right markets. This is much easier if you're already in LA, New York, Atlanta, or another major market. If you're in rural Montana, you're gonna have a much harder time building relationships you need. You can still do it. I mean, you don't have to specifically be anywhere in voiceover, but if they need you to go to a studio for a really big project, you gotta go. Nothing is impossible. You can get far remotely, but when I was in Vancouver and when I was in New York City, I did have to go to studios for some pretty big jobs. That's what they want. And I do receive auditions that say LA local only on them. The reality of it, and there's some pretty big ones. After all this, is it actually worth trying to make $1 million in voiceover in 1 year? I mean, you gotta basically forfeit all your time. You've gotta hire a team. They've gotta go get a whole bunch of agents and handle a bunch of stuff for you. You gotta be doing 65 plus auditions a day, every day without fail. You will have no friends. There's no downtime. There's no Netflix, no nothing. You have to really go for it. So is this worth it? Honestly, probably for most people, probably not. The stress, the investment, the risk, it's a lot, and there's no guarantee that it'll work. But here's what I think is worth it. Understanding what's possible in this industry. Most voice actors think small. They think in terms of $200 auditions and $500 commercials. But there are voice actors making $500,000, $750,000, even over $1 million annually. They're not necessarily more talented than you are. They just think bigger and operate differently. Even if you don't go for the full $1 million a year, I'm not right now, you can apply these principles to double or triple your current income. I don't have a team working with me for voiceover, but I'm going to get one. Focus on higher paying work. Build systems and delegate to your team. Invest in relationships. Think like a business owner, not a freelancer. And if 1 year seems too aggressive or unrealistic to make this kind of a jump, and yeah, it probably is for most people, try 2 years at $500,000 annually. That's definitely doable with a lot less stress and much, much more sustainable. The biggest takeaway from this video, even though it was fun to make and kind of a little bit all over the map, isn't that you should attempt this insane sprint. It's that you should start thinking bigger and thinking about what's possible in voiceover. Most of you watching this aren't going to attempt $1 million a year. Probably not going to make $1 million in voiceover, and that's totally fine. But I hope this gives you a different perspective on what's possible in this industry, because you can do it. It's technically possible. If you want to learn how to build a sustainable 6-figure voiceover business, go full time, not in the insane $1 million sprint, but something you can actually maintain long term, check out Voiceover School. We teach the real business skills that most voice actors never learn. The systems, the mindset, the strategies that actually work to help you go full time and build a real voiceover career. And if you found this breakdown valuable and not just totally insane, and you want more content like this, real numbers, real strategies, no fluff, thinking insanely huge, then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, send this to someone you love, send it to someone you hate. I don't care, it's the same to me. This is the kind of stuff most VO coaches won't explore or tell you about because they never thought about it themselves. Drop a comment and tell me, if your life depended on making $1 million in voiceover, what would you do differently? What part of this plan seems most realistic to you? What seems insane? What seems like there's no way that won't work? Let me know. I want to know in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. And again, if you're starting a voiceover, check out Voiceover School. The link to Voiceover School is in the description, and there's a new link in there to book a call with me for a mentorship program. If you want to work privately with me, one-on-one, there's a link to do that, but you got to interview for it. I don't accept everybody, but would love to chat with you about it if you're interested in the mentorship program. So check it out. Links are below. And remember, dream big, plan bigger. Don't quit. Scale up. Peace.